You want to change your damn life? Then stop thinking like a loser. Think this one thought for 30 days straight, and I guarantee your life will never be the same. You don't need motivation. You need mental dominance. Most people think 60,000 thoughts a day and 90% of them are useless noise, but if you took one high-impact thought, just one, and made it your daily obsession for 30 days, you'd bulldoze every excuse and obliterate every limit in your life. This isn't theory, it's execution. You want results? Start here. Repetition builds reality, and that's not some soft affirmation. It's a law of life. You are what you repeatedly do, think, and say. Most people wake up and feed their minds junk, fear, doubt, what-if scenarios, and worst-case thinking. And they wonder why their lives reflect anxiety, hesitation, and mediocrity. But if you flip the script, if you choose one powerful thought, one that fuels strength, courage, and execution, and you hammer that thought into your skull every single day, your reality begins to transform at a cellular level. You become what you obsess over. If you keep telling yourself you're tired, overwhelmed, unlucky, or not good enough, guess what? You're gonna perform like someone who's tired, overwhelmed, unlucky, or not good enough. It's not magic, it's math. The equation is simple. Repeated thoughts become beliefs, beliefs become actions, actions become habits, and habits define your destiny. But here's the raw truth nobody wants to swallow. Most people are obsessing over their limitations. They're praying to the altar of excuses. They're on their knees worshiping their comfort zones like it's a religion. But what happens when you reverse that process? What happens when you repeat domination? When you wake up and say, I execute relentlessly. No excuses, no delay, and you say it like your life depends on it, because it does. Then your subconscious starts aligning. Your focus sharpens, your energy changes, and your results begin to match the mindset. Say this thought every morning like war paint. Not some weak, half-hearted mumble. I'm talking about full-blown declaration. You stand in front of that mirror like a general preparing for battle. You shout it, you feel it, you imprint it. Why? Because your mind listens to what your mouth says with intensity and repetition. You're not just saying words. You're rewiring a weak system built on hesitation and excuses into a war machine of action and execution. And when this thought becomes part of you, everything shifts. You don't delay. You don't overthink. You just move. And the world rewards movement, not perfection. The masses hesitate and rationalize their way into regret. The winners execute and course correct on the battlefield. You're not waiting for motivation. You're programming your internal operating system to be the motivation. And it doesn't take a decade. It doesn't take some magic secret or six-figure mentor. It takes 30 days of relentless repetition. You say it when you wake up. You say it before every challenge. You say it when you're tired, when you're tempted to quit, when you're scared. You'll remind yourself, I execute relentlessly, no excuses, no delay. You make that thought your mantra, your creed, your identity, because repetition doesn't just build reality, it destroys the old one. It burns down the weak version of you and forges the one the world will respect. You want results? Repeat power. Repeat discipline. Repeat execution. That's how empires are built. One dominant thought at a time. Kill excuses with execution. Every time your brain says, I'll do it later, scream back, I execute now. No debate, no delay. This thought crushes the disease of procrastination, the one killer of potential. Champions move, losers wait. You see, the second you hesitate, the second you pause to think about it, that's when weakness creeps in. That's when the lies start. I'm tired. It's not the right time. I'll feel more ready tomorrow. Tomorrow, that's the graveyard where dreams go to die. There's no such thing as the right time. The right time is when you decide it is. When you say, now Not later, not next week, not when it's comfortable. Now, every time you act on a thought, instantly you build self-trust. You become someone who moves, someone who gets things done. You stop being one of the millions who talk a big game and never show up. Because talk doesn't build empires, execution does. When you kill excuses with action, you send a message to your subconscious. We're not here to play. We're here to conquer. You don't need another book. You don't need another strategy. What you need is discipline, grit, rage against the mental weakness that's been holding you back your whole damn life. That tiny hesitation, that tiny delay, is what's separating you from the version of you that makes millions, that builds legacy, that dominates the room when they walk in. You want to become that person? Then stop asking for permission and start moving. When you commit to execution over excuses, your standards rise. Your momentum builds. You stop tolerating laziness, not just in others, but in yourself. And that's the turning point. Because now you're not just doing things, you're becoming someone. You're forming an identity based on relentless follow-through. And people around you start to feel it. They trust you more. They fear you more. They respect you more. Every moment you hesitate is a moment you could have moved the needle. Progress isn't made in big explosions. It's built in small, ruthless moments of decision, of movement, of refusing to let that voice of weakness win. Most people surrender to that voice daily. That's why they're stuck. That's why they make excuses for why their life is the way it is. But not you, not anymore. You think the most successful people feel like executing every day? Hell no. They've just trained themselves to act no matter how they feel. They act when they're tired. They act when they're scared. They act when it sucks. And that's why they win. Not because they're smarter, not because they're lucky, but because they execute when others hesitate. You want to transform your life in 30 days? Then burn this thought into your brain. I execute now. No whining, no waiting, no damn excuses. Get up, get moving. And every time that lazy voice whispers again, bury it with action. Kill it with execution. That's how you build power. That's how you build you. Mind is a battlefield and every damn day is war. You wake up thinking you're fighting the economy, your boss, your childhood, your ex, or the market. Bullshit. The real war is within. It's not them. It's you. Your mind is the most dangerous place on earth if you don't take control of it. You're not waking up in a foxhole. You're already in one the second your eyes open. The enemy, your own excuses, your own laziness, your own fear, the lies you've been telling yourself for years. Let me be brutally honest. Nobody's coming to save you. No coach, no mentor, no motivational video. You think the market gives a damn about your feelings? You think your competitors care you had a bad day? Life doesn't sympathize with weak minds. It punishes them. And that's why you've got to weaponize your thoughts. You've got to choose one idea, one mental command, and make it your daily assault for 30 straight days. No compromise, no surrender. You repeat it like your life depends on it, because it does. This thought, I execute relentlessly, no excuses, no delay. It's not a mantra. It's ammunition. It's mental warfare. Every time that lazy voice says, you can do it tomorrow, you fire back with execution. Every time fear whispers, what if you fail? You shoot it dead with action. You don't reason with the enemy, you eliminate it. You don't debate with doubt, you dominate it. That's how warriors win, not with motivation, but with mental discipline and ruthless consistency. And here's the hard truth. If you don't actively take control of your mind, someone else will. Society will program you to be soft. Comfort will seduce you into being average. That inner critic, the voice of mediocrity, it's been training longer than you. It knows all your weaknesses. It knows where to strike. And unless you're armed with a battle plan, you will lose. Most people are already casualties. They walk around alive, but defeated, numb, broke, and bitter because they surrendered their minds years ago. But not you, not anymore. For 30 days, you go to war with the version of yourself that makes excuses. You don't ask for permission. You don't wait to feel ready. You act relentlessly, ruthlessly, repeatedly, because every day you hold the line and fire this thought, you take back territory in your mind, you reclaim confidence, you build momentum, and eventually the weak voice dies from starvation because you stop feeding it with hesitation and start feeding the beast of execution. Your mind will either be your greatest ally or your deadliest enemy. Choose wisely. And if you have the guts, if you have the resolve, then declare war right now. Think the thought, fire the shot, and fight like hell for the life you know you're capable of, because the war is already happening. The question is, are you going to win it? Energy follows focus. That's not just a feel-good phrase, it's a damn law of performance. Whatever you zero in on becomes your reality. When your mind is locked on execution, when you've trained your brain like a heat-seeking missile to chase action instead of excuses, your entire physiology changes. You stop moving like a victim and start moving like a predator. You'll walk with urgency, not laziness. You'll talk with clarity, not confusion. You'll think with precision, not hesitation. Why? Because you're no longer reacting to life, you're attaining it. Most people go through life like zombies, waking up tired, shuffling through their day, letting distractions pull them in every direction like a puppet on strings. They wonder why they feel drained, frustrated, and stuck. It's simple. They're scattered. Their focus is diffused. And when your focus is diffused, your energy is diluted. But the moment you dial that focus in, like a laser on a mission, your energy ignites, it becomes concentrated, directed, and dangerous. You become a weapon. Think about it. When you've got a clear target and you commit to it with full force, your body starts to obey. Your brain releases chemicals to keep you alert. Your nervous system tightens up. Your posture improves. You stop dragging your feet and start stomping forward. This is biology. It's how humans are wired for survival and domination. But most people never tap into this because they never commit fully. They tiptoe through life, hoping for change instead of demanding it. You want to feel alive? You want to feel unstoppable? Then lock in on one mission: execution, and make it your religion for 30 days. The difference between high performers and everyone else isn't talent, it's focus. Laser focus, ruthless focus. The kind of focus that sees obstacles and says, so what? The kind of focus that tells fear to sit down and shut up. The kind of focus that makes people around you stop and say, what the hell is driving this person? That's power. And that power attracts even more energy. It becomes a cycle. Focus fuels energy. Energy fuels action. Action fuels momentum. And momentum crushes resistance. Here's the bottom line. When you stop thinking about what you don't want and start fixating on what must be done, right now, no excuses, you change your chemistry. Your days get sharper. Your decisions get faster. Your progress gets real. This is how empires are built. Not on feelings, not on motivation, but on unshakable, unrelenting focus. So if you're tired of being tired, if you're sick of wondering why your life isn't moving, look at your focus. Where is it? Because where your focus goes, your energy flows. And if your energy is going to weakness, to distractions, to drama, you'll stay stuck. But if you take control, lock in and say, for the next 30 days, I focus on execution and nothing else, you won't just feel different, you'll become different. That's how transformation happens, through focused energy. Stack small wins relentlessly. That means no skipping, no slacking, no whining. Every single time you choose action over avoidance, every email you send, every workout you crush, every uncomfortable conversation you initiate, you are stacking a brick in the foundation of your dominance. You might think it's small. It's not. That tiny win is everything, because success isn't one giant explosion. It's a series of relentless, boring, brutal, micro victories that 99% of people are too lazy to chase. One brick doesn't look like much, but stack it again tomorrow and the next day. That's how walls are built. That's how legacies are built. You show up when nobody else wants to. You make the call when your mind screams rest. You write the proposal, hit the gym, study the book, wake up at 5 a.m. No one claps, no one posts about it, but you're building the unbreakable. Those small wins are discipline in motion. They're proof that you're becoming someone who can't be broken, can't be stopped, can't be outworked. And here's the brutal truth. Most people will never do it. They're waiting for the perfect moment, the big break, the right energy. Bullshit. You don't wait for energy, you generate it with execution. You build momentum with movement. Every task you finish, no matter how small, fuels your fire. It sends a message to your subconscious. I follow through, I finish what I start, I get it done. You do that enough times, and the old version of you, the excuse maker, the procrastinator, the lazy coward, gets buried under a pile of your own relentless action. This is where winners separate from wishers. The average person collapses under pressure because they have no foundation. Their mind is soft, undisciplined, untrained, but you've been stacking wins, building mental muscle. 30 days of consistent execution and you become a fortress. Not even life's chaos can shake you. People wonder how you stay focused, how you keep pushing. The answer is simple. You've been sharpening your blade every single day when no one was watching. These small wins, they're not optional, they're non-negotiable, they're the price of greatness. You think Elon, Bezos, Gates, Pena built empires off motivation? Hell no, they stacked wins, brick after brick, day after day. When you commit to 30 days of relentless, uncompromising action, you don't just do more, you become more. You transform. So stop underestimating the power of the small. There is nothing small about stacking victories with violent consistency. You want to be legendary? Start acting like it. Today. Stack a win. Then another. Then another. And keep going until your old self doesn't even recognize you. Because in the end, it's not about motivation. It's about repetition. It's about volume. It's about 1,000 small wins that make you bulletproof. You want to be unstoppable? Then build the habit. Stack the bricks. Win the damn day. And do it again tomorrow. You don't need motivation. You need a mindset that dominates. So for 30 days, wake up and declare. Execute relentlessly. No excuses. No delay. And when that voice of doubt whispers, you whisper louder. This isn't self-help, this is self-command. Now get out there and execute.